You're listening to the Recovered Life Show.
All right.
Oh, I love it.
Welcome back to the Recovered Life Show. We got a little bit of music in the background, little St. Patty's Day music for everybody. Got St. Patrick's Day coming up tomorrow. So we thought we would bring a little bit of green flair in.
Well, before we do that, though, Damon, I want to make sure that I remind people where they can like, share, and comment. Please join us at info.recoveredlife.us. There's a space to give a donation, help others. And we really, really appreciate like, share, comment, tell us about EMDR, tell us about your St. Patrick's Ward story, and let's all be in community together. Once again, that's info.recoveredlife.us.
Thank you so much, Kristina, for mentioning that. Guys, if you get value out of the show, if you're listening, if this is your go-to recovery play, if you're part of the free Recovered Life Network, if you feel that you want to support us and that this helps you, this helps us help others, guys. So please make a donation if you can. Kristina, St. Patrick's Day, having a little bit of fun here.
Right.
I have to tell you, I wanted to lead with the title here. It's Sober St. Patrick's Day. But what I wanted to actually put when I was writing this was like, isn't St. Patrick's Day just a drinking holiday?
Oh,
but I didn't.
Sure.
I didn't do that.
For sure. Well, I mean, it was for me, and I am part Irish. So I think that was always what happened, when it went from wearing green or you get pinched to, the legal age of drinking, which is when I started drinking. It was just another celebration in which it's acceptable to get blotted. And I can't tell you how unsatisfying that was. I love that it's episode 86 because I was 86th from more bars on St. Patrick's Day than any other day, and didn't know anything about the holiday.
When you're getting 86 from Irish bars, Kristina, maybe
You're
you
in
have
trouble.
a problem.
Mm-hmm. You're in trouble.
It's like I that comic that says you might be a redneck when. It's like, I think we should come out, you might be an alcoholic when.
Yes.
Right. Well, I'm going to tell you the reason why I want to do this episode is there's a lot of fear around St. Patrick's Day for people that are in recovery. I got sober in San Francisco. I live in Los Angeles now. Los Angeles is not the hotbed of St. Patrick's Day celebrations.
No.
But San Francisco was, and there were whole neighborhoods that were Irish that it was a big deal. It wasn't just a day, it was a week. Right.
Yes.
we were partying for a week, and I will just tell you, I have a lot of war stories around St. Patrick's Day. And it caused a lot of havoc in my life. I will tell you that, but it is really geared around drinking. It's promoted and marketed as a drinking event a lot of the times.
Sure is. That green beer, that's the gateway, that green beer for me. And I never found it to be as great as I imagined it to be, which is kind of that dopamine trick that alcohol gives us, that whole idea of what it'll feel like after having the first one and then chasing it all night. I'm with you. I never, ever finished out St. Patrick's Day on just the 17th. It went a whole week, week.
Well, the thing is that I think that, the holiday has changed a bit, and there are whole organizations that we were talking about the other day that's all that they do is promote a sober and safe St. Patrick's Day. I think the thing is, this comes back to this whole Super Bowl party conversation that we had about how so much marketing and effort is put around promoting this idea of alcohol being tied in, and that this is, quote, a drinking time. Like, now is the time to drink. And I think there's, a couple different people. We have a lot of people that have codependency that listen to this that are concerned. They're not alcoholics, right? But they're concerned that somebody that they love is an alcoholic, or a family member or something. And they see it's like, I don't want to invite them over for St. Patrick's Day. I don't want to do that, right? Because I don't want to promote the chance that they would maybe drink.
Right.
And there's a lot of fear around it. But I will tell you, I personally, my family loves St. Patrick's Day, and we have built a sober St. Patrick's Day around the holiday, and it's been great.
You have some traditions that you do?
We do, we do the whole corned beef and cabbage thing. We get
You
together,
do?
we have a meal. Yeah, we do the whole thing. And I checked this morning and we've got the corned beef in there right now. It's ready to go. We do the whole crock pot. We do the whole thing. We listen to the Irish music. We do, and we have some fun with it, because look, just because I don't drink doesn't mean that I'm dead.
Well, and I was gonna say that if you are afraid someone, like you're having a celebration, I think it always comes down to motivation, and for me, that was definitely true. I didn't have anything attached to St. Patty's Day, so I was motivated to drink. It was an excuse. And the minute that I got sober, it was no longer a huge important holiday to me. No disrespect to my Irish ancestors. But I do say to that codependent, really, if your celebration is about having fun and rituals like corned beef and cabbage, like Irish music, invite that person. You could possibly have a non-alcoholic drink available for them. It really matters on the motive for having the party.
Yes.
And if it's the motive for anybody is about how I'm going to get drunk, then that's the time to start looking at, maybe your drinking habits.
I love this how you were talking about motive because and that's why that's why you're a great coach. Motives is all about the motives, right? Like it used to be the motives was even though I said I was celebrating St. Patrick's Day, in reality it was just an excuse, right? To be able to
Mhm.
drink excessively because that was a
Yes.
day where drinking excessively honestly wasn't frowned upon because
No,
everybody was drinking. A lot of people were drinking, not everybody. As I found out later in
there
recovery,
were
not
some people
everybody
not.
was doing it, just the people I was hanging with.
Well, and it gave me permission because, like you said, so many people know that they can drink on that day, or that's what the main highlight of it is. The main focus is getting drunk. And so I always felt, as somebody who secretly knew that my drinking was not great, I always felt like, oh, good. Everybody's doing it today, so I don't need to worry. And it wasn't until I got sober did I realize that there are people who don't drink on that holiday. It is about getting together. It is about the fun, wearing green. It is about, dressing your kids up in t-shirts. And I have a t-shirt for my son that says, "Kiss me, I'm Irish." Ish. And he loves it. He loves going to school and seeing everybody in green. And that part feels really, really good.
Yeah.
So I have found life after giving up the excessive drinking.
I love that. I love that. And this is, listen to both of our stories, as dorky as they might sound, like, dinners and t-shirts and stuff like that. And I think that was hard for me to believe. I got sober when I was younger, so obviously I wasn't thinking about that kind of stuff
Right.
then. I just really wasn't. But I know a lot of people, they have a hard time. It's like, and I totally get that. Having somebody who's gone through it is like, how am I going to replace this? I don't even see it as a fathomable solution that I wouldn't be able to do this. And the other thing that you said that I really resonated with, Kristina, was this idea of like, well, everybody's drinking, right? And I remember I'd have a little reprieve because look, if you have an addiction problem, you have voices in the back of your head that are talking
Right.
to you saying maybe something's not right here. Dude, not everybody lives like this. Maybe you don't just drink casually. Maybe it's something, right? Like you have this stuff. And these big events were abilities to be able to, like Super Bowl and stuff. I'm not even a huge football fan, but
Right.
Super Bowl would allow me to check out of that because I could look around and I'd say, well, look at everybody is doing that. But what I, looking back, I didn't see is that they stopped after the second or third beer. I did not, right?
Right. So, so true. And, I think it's important also to mention, if you're new in recovery, if you think that it's a slippery slope, it's also just a day. And we can walk through just a day. You can skip holidays. This is the thing that I learned. I can skip. I don't always have to go to the party. It's okay for me. I mean, it's in the middle of the week. It's Thursday. We I know a lot of barriers have been taken away as far as people working from home, but you can just have a beautiful day with your family and your friends. And if you don't want corned beef and cabbage, that's okay. You can go to an Italian restaurant. You can just make it a day.
Yeah, you can. And the thing is the ability to be able to say that this does not work for you. And, and I think that that's one of the amazing, empowering things that have to do with recovery is that you start to learn boundaries about what is okay and what's not okay. Like, so for me, for example, could I go to an Irish bar and could I hang out there, or could I go to a bar and hang out there for a party? I could. Could I stay sober? Yes.
Mhm.
I've done it, but
Yes.
is that the most appropriate place for me? And we talk about that in some of this e-course stuff that we do, Holiday Rescue. We talked
Right.
Brian O'Shea, who's one of our big Irish
No kidding.
contributors, right? You got the whole Irish posse there. He talks about, he's like, you know what, the world's not going to fall down if I don't go to that company bar party. I can go, I can say hi, I can eat a cupcake, and I can go home. I don't have to do the whole thing. I
You
can
don't have
I can pick and choose what I feel I can do.
So true, and you don't have to grin and bear it, The first time that I was able to realize that I didn't have to go, there was nothing that said I didn't have to go. There was so much freedom attached to that, and I could go if I wanted to see a person that I hadn't seen for a while. Again, there's the motive, why are you going to the party? Is it because you haven't seen somebody and this is when the whole family gets together? Who are the people at the party? Are they huge drinkers, or are they, those people who can stop after one or two? And you can go and leave early. There's
Yeah.
so much freedom attached to sobriety. And there's a lot of organizations out there that are now celebrating sobriety on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. Well, when recovery takes hold, what I see, in the work that I have done with people in recovery, and I work with a lot of guys, so,
Yes.
Kristina knows that I work with a lot of men, especially younger people, is that, this loss of like, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to do that. Right. That this feeling of loss, then as they start to actually do the sober deal, as you start to walk through this, that is replaced by, an uninterest, because
Yes.
everybody has, look, I know you do as a coach, you have these calls. It's like, oh my gosh, my best friend is going to this thing and they're getting engaged and it's like going to be a huge thing. And I'm like, okay, well, if you feel you have to go, bring a buddy
Right.
who's sober, right? Go in, say your hellos, do the toast, have a Diet Coke already in your hand, right? Like,
Right.
bring a Dr. Pepper. If that's what you like to do, right? Like, have that, make the toast, and then exit. And you've had it. And what they find is that after they've had to go through that a couple times, and everybody, I don't know
Everybody.
everybody has to go through that at one point,
Right.
right? This uncomfortable thing where other people are drinking. After they do it, they say, you know what? I have no desire to stay past 5 minutes at these places anymore.
So true. And self-care, is looking like you leaving early, and who wouldn't want to wake up the next day feeling better? I have a friend who says she's addicted to non-hangover mornings. And, these are the immediate benefits, but as you continue in your recovery, there are so many more benefits that it's hard to explain to somebody. We've said before on this show, I didn't think I knew anybody who didn't drink. I really felt like I was going to be sitting on the sidelines, pouting for the rest of my life. But this is what I had to do. I had to grin and bear it because I can't drink. No, there are so many cool groups out there. There are so many things to go do. Maybe it looks like going to Irish band with your buddies, but get in the middle of the fold and take care of yourself. St.
Absolutely.
Patrick's Day is just a day.
It's just a day, guys. And we want to make sure that you have that day sober.
Keep the conversation going. Join Recovered Life, a community of like-minded people who are looking to live their best recovered lives. Membership is free, and you can apply at recoveredlife.us.